Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'll be answering this question of why do techniques or insights you read online fail you when managing MDD? Because I've interacted with a few daydreamers and asked them some of the things they've tried to really manage their daydreaming. They've tried like mindfulness, journaling, or just reading other people's stories, or just following the suggestions of what other daydreamers do. But what happens is, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, someone goes back to where they were. Like there might be slight improvement in a few weeks, but after that, you go back to the same place. So why does this happen? Why don't these techniques work as they say? So actually, something about these techniques first. Let's go to the basic level. Everyone's experience is unique. Like your experience, excessive daydreaming, and the experience of another person across the globe are different because you live different lives and you experience different stresses. So let's say there is someone from India and someone from, let's say, the US. So of course, if someone from the US is explaining something about like how change a job or something, yeah, it might work for them because let's say there are more opportunities there, so they might get a job, and then from getting a job, they start improving their lives. Then let's say someone from another country tries the techniques, but in that other country there are very few opportunities. What happens? Of course, this person will start beating themselves up and say, "Why? I've tried this, but it's not working." It's because some of the techniques you are reading online are tailored towards the people who are in a certain location. Just logically speaking, not everything will work for everyone. Yeah. So when those things don't work for you, of course you'll feel bad about yourself. You'll feel like a failure. You'll feel that you have to do this and that. And what happens when those techniques fail, or when you start feeling like a failure? You start developing more stress and anxiety. You know what happens when you develop more stress and anxiety? You start daydreaming compulsively again. So these techniques may be awesome, but sometimes they can bite you in the ass because they may you may start beating yourself up, or like criticizing yourself because the techniques are not working. So at times you may even be better off without these techniques sometimes. Yeah. The other aspect is techniques. All these things just scratch the surface. They deal with the behavior. Techniques deal with managing the daydreaming. Yeah. So techniques deal with managing the daydreaming, but so it's more like scratching the surface. It's more like you have a wound, and then instead of just going to the root and then cleaning the wound of all the bacteria and all those things, you just patch it with a band-aid. That's what techniques do sometimes. So the same wound will still be painful because you're not really healing the wound. That's the same thing with the techniques. They just scratch the surface or things which are visible. And the problem here is never actually stopping the daydreaming. It's dealing with the root causes that are making you cope with it, that are driving you to use daydreaming as a coping mechanism. And these root causes can be stress, and no stress can be trauma, emotional neglect, just those issues, those emotions you've never processed in the past. Because those emotions are so overwhelming to the point that you feel that you cannot process those emotions fully in the present moment. So because you cannot process them, the mind will take you to this coping mechanism. So that's why those techniques may never really work because it's just scratching the surface, and where the problem is in your basement or in the subconscious part of your mind, or the problem is also beyond your level of awareness. Like you may not be really aware of what caused or what made you to slip to this compulsive daydreaming. So don't go hard on yourself when those techniques don't work. Go easy on yourself. Don't add more stress to yourself because someone said this technique is working for me or this technique is not working for me. Just go easy on yourself. Try it out. I'm not saying that you don't try it out. Just try it out. But if you go to the point where they're not working, go seek help. Go seek help from someone who really helps you to deal with the root causes. Because when you deal with the root causes, the spiral effect of dealing with the root cause will transfer to other areas in your life. That's why it's called a root cause. It's removing a huge chunk of things which are holding you back, or preventing you from living life more presently. So if you'd like help going deeper and without techniques, just book a call with me and we'll have a discussion about it. Until next time, guys, have a nice day.